Hey guys, Cadigan here. So I guess I'm coming at you today with a deck tech. It's not going to be a full profile. It's not going to be like a deep dive analysis into anything. But, this is Who Needs Meta, right? I get kind of tired playing either meta decks or at least meta decks as everyone else plays them. So chatting around with people a few weeks ago about Blackwings, actually, and specifically how the inclusion of a small Harpie package featuring 3 Harpie Queen and either 1 or 2 Hunting Ground. I'm going to put this one down here for now. And Call of the Haunted could bring some spice to what would otherwise be a pretty boring meta experience. Tinkered around with a list and took it to a regional a few weeks ago and actually ended up winning another lad mat with the Blackwing Harpie deck. I don't know if you can call it that with just 5 inclusions in it. I only played 1 Hunting Ground at the time, but it brought up enough strengths and differences from primary Blackwing play that I figured I'd bring it to you guys, and if you wanted to run with it as a way to play boring old Blackwings, but with a spicier twist, just wanted to share that with you. And I am going to go through kind of what this package actually does for Blackwings in general. So I'm just going to assume we're playing with these 5 cards here, and I'm going to remove this second Hunting Ground. So 3 Wing Beasts that are 1900 beaters. Harpie Queen, you can discard it from the hand, add a Harpie's Hunting Ground from the deck to your hand. Harpie's Hunting Ground's effect, while it's face up on the field, all winged beast monsters on the field gain 200 attack, and if a Harpie Lady is normal or special summoned, the controller of that summoned monster gets to target and pop a spell and trap on your opponent's side of the field. So there's one main reason you want to consider this, and then a few subsidiary ones. The main one being Hunting Ground activated gives you a 200 boost to all your Blackwings, so that Black Whirlwind now has extra attack points to trigger on all of your summons. This does a few funny things. It doesn't really change much with Sirocco, except for the fact that it can search itself now, which is interesting. And that's the same for all Blackwings. With Hunting Ground active on the field, Whirlwind, if you summon any of them, they can now search themselves. And there's a few that can do other things. Shura can search itself, obviously, but Bora can not only search itself, but now also Shura as well, which is interesting and frankly kind of powerful. Will definitely help you out. A few other, that's kind of like the high attack bracket. Kalute, Gale, and Blizzard can now not only search themselves, but each other. Summoning Blizzard to grab a Kalute, make Armed Wing go for a big damage push, pretty alright. I mean, honestly, grabbing Gale and doing the same thing is not bad either. So it changes how Black Whirlwind works. Obviously, if you're already seeing this card in Blackwings, you're probably going to be winning, or at least you have an advantage. So putting these two together for even win more, it might be win more. I just said it. It is fun, but this has some subsidiary benefits besides just this combination. So let's put Black Whirlwind to the side. Why would you even want to risk running these bricks aside from that? Well, at the very least, they are winged beasts. You can Icarus attack them. And with Hunting Ground up, if you draw one of these, it's both a 2100 beater and a spell and trap pop. There are worse things in the world. Not awful. But I skipped over Call of the Haunted. Call's here so that when you pitch Harpie Queen to search Hunting Ground, you can then just set Call of the Haunted, and during your opponent's end phase, after they set something, you can just Call the Haunted back the Harpie Queen, pop something, and then you have a 2100 beater. It's not bad, and Call's not honestly that bad in regular old Blackwings as is. So what else does this do for you besides just give you the win more conditions in Whirlwind? It helps break some common damage thresholds in the format. So Hamster, Snowman Eater, and Alias. I'm using these as examples, but the gist of it is the 1800 and 1900 damage thresh points are very relevant for Blackwings as a deck. Snowman Eater is a very relevant side card into Blackwings, and Hamster is notorious for blocking Shuras, and Alias is sometimes annoying for Blackwings to get over as well. Well, with Hunting Ground up on the field, that 200 extra attack, I mean, Sirocco already got over everything, but that now means your Shuras are 2,000 and can beat over all of these unassisted by Kalut, and Bora gets over Hamster now and doesn't change anything with Snowman Eater, but can crash with Alias, which is frankly relevant. So there's subsidiary benefits to the attack there. One thing of note with Sirocco is it makes all of your pumps bigger. If all the winged beast monsters on your field are 200 bigger, it gives an extra 200 per monster while it's up on the field. So sometimes is relevant for game shots. Hunting Ground does also make Sirocco able to just naturally beat over Cyber Dragon, which is a side card into Blackwings, but is that relevant? Maybe not. Up to you to decide. So that's some interesting interactions there with damage thresholds. Some last considerations to make. Deck dev. Typically, this deck already had access to this pretty easily with either Sirocco or something really cheeky like another Blackwing that's been boosted by Kalut. You now also have access natively with Hunting Ground up to deck dev your Shuras. So you have 5 to 6 targets in your deck natively that you can just deck dev. Makes this card much more live. Might help out in something like the Fairy matchup. That's really about it. You do technically, if you include the Hunting Ground Harpie package, you're main decking 3 cards that can run over Consecrated Light if that gets sided in. I don't know that that's a major strength, but it is something. When would I think that this package is worth considering? Sometimes you side it out, as I did a few times during my brief trial run with this version of the deck. I sided it out against Gemini just because the damage thresholds weren't there, and it didn't seem impactful enough. In the Blackwing Mirror, probably not advised because this Hunting Ground also boosts up your opponent's monsters, the same as yours. Get it out of there. I would say this is strong into Hero Beat. I would say this is strong into anything that is running Hamster Raikou as a package, or is expectedly going to be back row heavy and side into either Snowman Eater or other things that would kind of blank you. In general, I kind of consider this a side grade. Does it drastically flip any of your matchups? I would not say so, though I would say Hero Beat specifically, this package probably would really shine against. It does okay against Vayu. It does boost their synchros, as well as their Siroccos when they pump, so be careful about that. Diva Hero, this is probably a little too slow to capitalize on, but they do run Snowman Eater, so if you don't have much for that matchup, frankly, this is fine to leave in. I'm not going to run through the rest, but I really just wanted to share how kind of interesting this was, and that you probably could play Blackwings differently and still have some success. And if you get to do so while including some janky cards in Edison like the Harpies, I'm all for it. So wanted to share that with you all. Hope you found it interesting at all. If I forgot any other interesting synergies, please point them out in the comments. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys.